My path into fintech wasn't something that I planned from day one. It was more like a series of aha moments that drew me deeper into this incredible intersection of technology and finance. I've always been that person who gets excited about solving complex problems, the kind that makes people's lives easier. When I first started exploring tech roles, I was fascinated by how technology could completely transform traditional industries. Fintech, in particularly, caught my attention because it's not just about cool tech. It's about making financial services more accessible, more transparent, and frankly, less intimidating for everyday people. As a technical product manager, I'm basically just a translator between our engineering teams and our business strategy teams. My day to day is all about asking the right questions. How can we make this product not just functional but genuinely helpful? How do we balance innovation and security? How do we create something that solves real user pain points? I love that my role lets me deep dive into both technical details and the big picture vision. One moment I'm discussing API integrations, the next I'm thinking about user experience. It's challenging, but that's what keeps me motivated, knowing that the product that we are building can actually make a tangible difference in how people manage their finances. The state of women in fintech is complicated. We've made progress, but we are nowhere near where we should be. I've been in enough meetings and tech conferences to see firsthand how stark the gender gap is, especially when you look at technical roles and leadership positions. When I walk into a room, I'm often one of the few women, if not the only woman at the table. And it's not just my experience, but the numbers back this up. We are talking about an industry where women represent maybe 30% of the workforce, and that percentage drops dramatically when you look at senior, technical, and executive roles. But here's the thing that gives me hope. The conversation is changing. Companies are starting to wake up to the fact that diversity isn't just a buzzword, it's competitive advantage. Diverse teams bring in diverse thinking, and in an industry like fintech, that's all about innovation that matters usually. Uh, we are seeing more mentorship programs, more intentional recruiting, more conversations about creating truly inclusive environments. It's not about hitting some quote, it's about creating spaces where women can thrive, where our perspectives are valued, and where we are given the same opportunity to lead and innovate. We are making progress, but we've got a long way to go. And honestly, that's why conversations like this are so important. We need to keep pushing, keep having these discussions, and keep challenging the status quo. Oh, I've had my fair share. Early in my career, I was, I quickly realized that being a woman in fintech meant constantly proving myself. There were times in meetings where I could feel the skepticism, those subtle looks that seemed to say, "Does she really know what she's talking about?" Um, the most frustrating part wasn't about being overlooked. It was the feeling that I had to be twice as prepared, twice as knowledgeable just to be taken seriously. But instead of getting discouraged, I decided to turn that energy into something powerful. My strategy became pretty clear. I had to know my stuff inside and out. I started deep diving into every aspect of a product, the market, the technology that goes into it. I started looking into data, not just collecting it, but understanding it, telling a story with it. When I spoke in meetings, I wasn't just sharing my opinion anymore, but I was presenting a well researched, data backed perspective. Mentorship was a game changer for me. I actively sought out leaders, both men and women, who could offer guidance, perspective, and most importantly, support me. These mentors didn't just give me advice; they helped me find my voice. They taught me how to navigate complex professional dynamics, how to assert my ideas confidently, and how to turn potential obstacles into opportunities. Your expertise is your power. The more confident you become in your knowledge, the less space there is for doubt from others or yourself. I stopped trying to fit into a mold and started creating my own space. And that has been a game changer for me. Bias in tech is real, and anyone who says otherwise isn't really paying attention. I've definitely experienced moments where my ideas seem to float right past people, only to be discovered if a male colleague repeated the same idea word to word. Early in my career, I would get frustrated, and I mean really frustrated. But I quickly learned that getting angry doesn't solve anything. Instead, I developed a more strategic approach. Uh, when my ideas seemingly get ignored in a meeting, I've learned to be direct. I've said things like building on my point I mentioned earlier and then clearly restating my original suggestion. Sometimes I follow up one on one with the key stakeholder just to ensure that the idea gets the attention it deserves. The key is staying professional, confident, and persistent. I'm not trying to call out anyone, but I'm absolutely going to make sure my contributions are heard and valued. It's about creating visibility for your ideas and showing that you're not speaking up, but bringing real strategic value to the table. If you're a woman looking to get into fintech, um, your first things first is shut down all the negative thoughts, the self doubt that you currently have. Your perspective isn't just valid, but it's valuable. The financial technology world needs diverse thinking, and that means your unique viewpoint matters. Networking is your secret weapon, and I don't mean those awkward forced networking events where you just exchange a business card with everyone. I'm talking about building genuine connections, finding mentors who inspire you, connect with your peers who challenge you, and don't be afraid to reach out to people whose work you admire. LinkedIn industry meetup, tech conferences, these are your playgrounds. The fintech landscape, it moves fast, like really fast. One month you're learning about blockchain, and the next you are diving into an AI driven financial model. My advice is to stay curious, take online courses, follow industry blogs, attend webinars. The moment you think you know everything is the moment you stop growing. Build a learning habit, dedicate, stay an hour a week to understand the latest trends. It could be reading technical articles, watching a conference talk, or just experimenting on a new tool. Consistency is key. Um, in fintech, the ability to adapt and learn is more important than knowing everything right away. Creating an inclusive environment isn't about putting a nice press release or checking diversity boxes. It's about fundamental culture change, and that starts with genuine commitment from the leadership. Hiring talent is just the first step, and honestly, the easiest one. The real work is creating an environment where those talented women actually want to stay and grow. Um, that means building real mentorship programs, meaningful connections that help women navigate career paths. Flexibility isn't a perk, it's a necessity. And I'm not just talking about working from home, I mean truly flexible policies that recognize people have lives outside work, parental leave that support both mother and the father, scheduling that allows caregiving responsibilities, performance metrics that measure output and not hours parked at a desk. Zero tolerance for bias is great on paper, but it requires active management. That means training that goes beyond annual compliance sessions. It means creating a safe channel for reporting, real investigations, and meaningful consequences. It means leaders who are willing to have an uncomfortable conversation and take real actions. Companies getting this right aren't just doing it because it's politically correct, they are doing it because they understand diverse teams drive better innovation, smarter decisions, and ultimately deliver stronger business results. Fintech landscape, as I mentioned, is changing faster than most people can keep up. Embedded finance, AI driven financial products, these are just words. They aren't just words anymore. They are fundamentally reshaping how we think about money and technology. Um, Embedded finance, for example, we are moving beyond traditional banking. Imagine getting an instant credit while shopping online, or splitting a bill with someone on a messaging app. Now, these are not just future talks. This is all happening right now. And teams building these solutions, they need diverse perspectives to make them truly work. For women in tech, this is more than an opportunity. It's a chance to be a real game changer. But it's not just about jumping on a trend, it's about strategic upskilling. uh, Blockchain is not just for crypto anymore. Data analytics is not just number crunching. Product design is not just making things look pretty. The real magic happens when you combine technical skills with a unique perspective. Women bring in critical thinking, empathy, and innovative problem solving that these emerging technologies desperately need. Don't just learn the technology, understand the problems we are trying to solve. Take an online course, dive into data analytics, experiment with product design tools, but always keep asking, how can I make this financial service more accessible, more intuitive, more human? It's about who can see the connections that others miss. When people talk about AI and open banking, it's easy to get caught up in the hype. Uh, but these aren't just technologies, they are fundamentally changing how we build financial product. Take AI for instance, it's not about replacing human beings, it's about making our work smarter. We are using machine learning to create experiences that actually feel personal. um, Imagine a financial app that understands your spending patterns better than you do. It flags unusual transactions, it gives you insights about your financial health. um, eh, and these things feel like they're coming from a really smart friend and not just an algorithm. Open banking is where things are really getting exciting. We are breaking down the old walls between financial institute. Um, Instead of each bank being its own isolated kingdom, we are creating an ecosystem where data and services can flow freely, uh, with user consent, of course. A fintech startup can now build incredible solutions by pulling in data and services from multiple sources. The real magic happens when you start combining these technology, AI powered insights delivered through open banking platform. We are not just improving financial services, we are reimagining this entirely. These aren't just technological upgrades, they are a complete rethinking of how financial services can work for people. In fintech, it's very easy to get caught up in technology and forget what you're actually building for. um, Customer centricity isn't just a word for me, it's the entire point of what we do. um, it's about curiosity about users. I'm constantly digging into feedback, um, reading surveys, looking at support tickets, analyzing user behavior, listening to call recordings. Every piece of feedback is a clue uh, to a problem that we need to solve. Collaboration is key. I work closely with the UI UX designers. Um, we not only design a feature, we are crafting an experience. Regular usability testing is non negotiable. Uh, I personally do some testing sometimes, watching how real people interact with the product. Those moments when a user struggles or gets confused, that's a great insight. Um, Data tells a story, but empathy interprets it. When we are not just looking at conversation rates or click through numbers, we are asking, does this solution actually make someone's financial life easier, more transparent, and less stressful? Um, in fintech, we are not just building products, we are solving real financial challenges for real people, and that requires staying genuinely curious, continuously learning, and never losing sight of human beings behind the screen. The classic tension between engineering and business teams exists, and it's a problem waiting to be solved. Translation is key, and I don't just mean talking. I mean creating a shared language that makes everyone feel heard and understood. HLDs, LLDs, roadmaps, these aren't just fancy documents. They are a collective storytelling tool. I use them to show the engineers how their intricate code connects to the big business goal and helps the business team appreciate the technical complexities behind each feature. Um, we have regular check-ins, and these are not just status update meetings. We create space where an engineer can geek out about elegant solutions, and a business leader can share how a solution might impact our market strategies. It's about creating a mutual respect. um, there are times when I'm a technical interpreter, and then there are other times where I'm a business strategy translator. The goal is always the same. um, I need to help everyone see we are solving the same puzzle, just from different angles. Technology isn't just a tool, it's a potential game changer for women in fintech. But it's not magic, it's about intentional design and smart implementation. Online learning platforms are revolutionizing how we access knowledge. Now, someone can learn blockchain, data science, or product management from the comfort of their living room. Platforms like Coursera, edX, and even YouTube have excellent resources. Virtual networking has been a good platform. Professional communities on LinkedIn, Slack groups, and specialized platforms are connecting women across the globe. It's not just about job opportunities, it's about mentorship, support, and breaking down geographical barriers. Technology is just an enabler. The real work happens when we use these tools intentionally. It's about creating platforms that don't just invite women in, but actively support their growth and success. Embrace these technologies, but never stop pushing for genuine inclusion. The tool is as good as people designing and using it.